live on YouTube? And am I going to be live on Instagram? Yes. Yeah. All right. The title of today's discussion is just Sunday sermon, right? I don't really have a topic. We can do Q&A. And if one of you asks a question that really sparks my interest, then then we can focus in on that. We can hone in on that. But until then, like let's clear up. What are y'all struggling with? What are you working on? Right? What do y'all want to help each other with? Right? In the chat. And we all on this journey together. Okay, we all on this journey together. And if you haven't joined the Telegram, right, we got a Telegram. It started off being a 30-day challenge. It's expanded to a little bit more of that. But please, go on and join it, right? Good discussions, good questions. Good discussions, good questions. But it's in the link, if you go on the link tree in my bio, it's gonna be the first link in there to say Telegram is free. If somebody asks you for money and they call themselves Alexander Dwayne, it must be a clone because it ain't your boy. I don't need your money. I'm already prosperity. All right. So let's talk. Working on loving and not fixing. I know that's right, Lex. Show divine ass. You don't need fixing, you need loving, girl. Wendy, struggling with opposite happening. What do you mean? What do you mean? How are you struggling with that? What's up, Maria? What it do? What do I think of angel numbers? I think if you want to use them to give yourself a permission slip, so be it, right? But you don't need them. Even if right now I saw an angel number as 333-888-999-101010, I might Google it and say, what does this mean? And if the first two things don't sound right, I might say, nah, I don't want to do that. Let me look at number 3. And then the third one says prosperity is coming and I accept that as the truth. Why is that important? Because it still comes down to making a choice on what these things mean, right? And now when I open my consciousness up to be able to perceive or accept these angel numbers, all of a sudden they're going to flood into my existence. And I'm going to use them as permission slips to anchor myself in the state of being of knowing that everything is working out. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I don't want y'all to make crutches out of these permission slips. However, boom, use them if you need. What if you feel you have your SP after you hang out and you're on cloud 9, but then you see the opposite? My goddess, my goddess. My goddess, okay? What happens if I decide I'm prosperity, but I only see $3 in the bank account? What happens if I've decided that I am healthy and I have a physical pain still? What happens if I decide that the rent is paid in full and the eviction notice is on the door? What happens when I decide that my mother is healthy, but I still see her and the doctor says she only has a couple more months to live? What happens when I say I have food to feed the kids, my children, but I don't see food on the table? What happens when I say that I am loved, but that person blocks me? What happens? What do I do? Do you get where I'm going with this? Continue to base your identity on the external reality and you will continue to receive the external reality. This concept is very important. It's a very, very important concept for you to understand, for you to truly grasp, for you to truly know and accept, okay? If you continue to use the external reality to judge if you're doing something right or wrong, you will continue to receive the external reality. If you keep basing your identity on the external reality, you will keep getting the external reality. If you cannot become larger, greater than the external reality will continue to put its foot on your throat and push down, okay? You're greater than the external reality. And of course, I'm saying this as a concession because the external reality is you. All right? What do you do? What do you do? What do I do if I see this? What do I do if I feel this? What do I do if I think this? What is the answer to all these questions? It's all the same answer. Okay? What do I do? If I know that I'm with this specific person, but they give me this behavior, what do I do if I know I am prosperity, but the money looks funny? What do I do if I know that I'm healthy, but the body still hurts? What do I do if this? What do I do if that? What do I do if this? It's all the same answer. Have you guys figured it out by now? That all paths lead to the same answer? Be still and know that I am God. Stop striving. Be here in this moment and know that it's all perfect. Choose your character. I am that I am, right? No matter what. Okay? It's all the same answer. What do I do if this? Know that you're God. What do I do if this? Know that it's working out no matter what. What do I do if that? Insert whatever story you want, okay? Whatever you want to put on it, all right? What do I do if this? Know that I'm God. All roads lead back to I am. All of them. All roads lead back to I am right now because there is only God and there is only right now. All paths must lead back to the only thing that exists. There's only God and there's only right now. What do I do if okay, let me ask, let's have a pop quiz, okay? I'm going to pretend I'm y'all and you pretend you're me. What do I do if the thoughts, I'm just having trouble fighting my thoughts? What do I do when a thought shows up? What do I do when that negative thought comes up? Let them be there. What else? Be still. Be still in what? Don't identify with it. What else? Don't identify with it. Okay. Go back to my knowing. Be still and go back to my knowing. What if I really want this person? I've chosen that I'm with this specific person. But for some reason they keep doing the opposite. What do I do? They keep doing the opposite shit, bro. It seems so good when I'm with them. It feels good when I'm with them, but bro, they just keep tripping. What do I do, y'all? I've been struggling with money. All right, but I've decided on prosperity, but the money it's just not changing though. The bank account's just not changing. I still have bills, bro. What am I supposed to do? I am prosperity, right? The bills keep showing up. What do I do? Eventually you will realize that all these answers are the exact same. I feel you, Gabby. That's why I'm a Gabby. That's why I'm P. That's why I'm got to be so P sometimes. Just so patient with y'all. Right? It's all because the answer is always the same. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Come back to the present moment and remember who you are. Come back to the present moment and remember who you are. It's all the same. All the same answers. I really give y'all the same answers over and 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 over again. Some of y'all still scratching y'all's heads like, are you sure you're giving us the same answers? It sounds different. No, it's the same. It's the same. If you've heard one live stream, you've heard them all. I know, goddess. All right. What else? What other questions y'all got? My guys and goddesses. Can I make my presence at an event disappear from my friend's mind with revision? Of course. Sure can. Should I be mixing it up? When you do, you never go back. Something great is gonna happen tomorrow for sure. Hit the join button, Abby. I got you. Hit the join button. There should be a join button at the bottom. It look like two people hugging or something. My Sunday was cool, bro. I was in the chat for a little bit, in the Telegram for a little bit. Then I cooked for my mom. Now I'm back at the crib. Now I'm chilling. It's been cool. Uncle's good. I appreciate your source. He's cool. He's back home. He's doing his therapy. So it's all good. He's doing very well. He's doing very well. Nah, Rain, what it do? Is the one that has to remember different than the one that is. There's only the one, right? So we're constantly, there's only one. There's only God. There's only I am, right? Now, there is a character that we can perceive ourselves as, but still, that's not the one that is. That's just the character, okay? That is the one that you experience life through, okay? That's the one who experiences life. But the one aware of the one who experiences life, that is who you are. But it's still both the same. It's still just one. It's still only God. What should you do when you're sad? The opposite is happening in 3D. Like actually crying. What is the answer, y'all? I'm going to crowdsource these answers. What is the answer, y'all? What should you do when you're sad? The opposite is happening in 3D. Exactly. Look at you, Source. It doesn't matter what you do. Who are you being? Be sad, but remember who you are. Be sad, but remember who you are. Whatever you want to do, do it, but remember who you are. Oh, wait. Is it just clicking that much that y'all are just not asking so many questions lately? Why is most of the people aware of spirituality the I am except women? I don't know. I don't think so. Nah, Abby, I don't know what you did, but you ain't really do nothing right. I don't think you really did anything, to be honest. There. There you go.
Hello.
What's up?
Hey, I guess I did do it right. I don't know what I clicked, but I just clicked something.
Yeah, you just over there clicking buttons, huh? One of these will work. I feel you. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm just getting over a cold. I've had a cold for like the past 4 days, but it's all good.
Good. I'm glad you feel better, man.
Thank you.
I'm glad
I
you.
just cleaned and I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea right now.
What kind of tea?
I have two. I have chamomile and this other one is, what is this? Honey lemon?
Yeah. Yeah?
It's like those yogi ones. Have you ever had the yogi that has like the cute little messages on
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, they got the little affirmations on it. I love those.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it. Let's see what I get.
All right, let's see.
Here, you pick. I'm either gonna do the honey lemon or chamomile.
Let's crowdsource it. Chat, what y'all say?
Which
Chamomile,
one, Chad? Which one?
chamomile, or the honey something? Honey lemon? We got one for honey. We got one for chamomile. We got one for two for honey. 3, 4, 5 honey. 6 honey. 2 chamomile. Yeah, it's
Either
honey.
way, I'm gonna put extra honey in it.
Exactly. Do the honey.
Honey? Okay.
Yeah.
And this little message is gonna be for everyone.
Perfect.
Our chat. So let's see. We have.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay.
Somebody needed to hear that. See,
Yeah, for sure.
all y'all heathens in the chat that skipped church today, that was your church message right there. That was beautiful. Read it one more time, if you don't mind.
So, let's talk about the musty SP.
All right, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me get on your
Musty
ass.
SP. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where to start. I was low-key crashing out today for a little bit.
All right, I'll help you start. Tell me your story. Just what's the
Okay.
story about it right now?
So pretty much, me and my SP, we've been like on and off for about like 2 years now. It's like we'll be together, everything's great. Then he starts acting funny. I start crashing out, whatever. Blah blah blah. Fast forward, everything's been great for like the past 2 months. Obviously, I haven't tried to crash out as much, but I woke up this morning from messages from this other dude who's like, basically telling me everything I want my SP to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Telling me, good morning, beautiful. I want to take you out here. He was started looking at like to rent a cabin for like the winter, I guess. He's
The
like,
whole
I want
winter?
to invite you out here. And I'm just like, dude, like, I mean, that's amazing, but I don't want your ass. I want my SP to tell me that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just kind of
There's
like,
so first of all, there's something about this other person that okay. Why are you entertaining the other person? Just for fun, or what about them has drawn you to them?
the other person, like the one that's inviting me.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't even entertained this guy, honestly. Like, I posted a picture on Instagram, like on my story, and he's tried to, like, slide in my DMs a few times, and I'll just look at it, but I'll never reply until yesterday. He's like, oh, you're so beautiful. I want to get to know you. And I was like, thank you. And then he's like, he started sending me, like, the invites for, like, a date. And then I was like, oh, that sounds nice, but I don't really know you. Like,
I got you.
so I haven't really conversated with this guy at all. That's pretty much the only conversation I've had. But
Got you. No, I thought it was an actual like back and forth. It sounded like he just shooting half court shots.
yeah, like he just kind of came out the blue as soon as I posted a picture, because I never post pictures really. So
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I never want to be that kind of guy. So, gentlemen, pay attention. I never want to you never want to be that guy. All right. So, okay, so let's talk about the story. Now, if everything is you, okay, what could this situation be giving you proof of?
I feel like it's giving me proof that what I want is possible, like that beautiful lovey-dovey relationship.
You okay?
I feel like that's what it's telling me. Like, okay, you're on the right track.
All right.
But
Pause right there. What do you actually believe about you and your specific person right now? Or what do you actually know? What is the story that you've been telling about you and your specific person?
oof, the old story. It's so ugly.
All right. Well, we don't even need to get too much in. Well, we can in a second, but tell me your new story first. Let's walk
My
backwards.
story. We're together. We're in a beautiful relationship together, and that's pretty much it. Like, I would love to get married, obviously, one day. I'm not looking to get married right now, but I would like for it to get, head in that direction.
So, okay, I hear you, right? Because it sounds like you're walking into this with hesitation. Now, let's say that everything worked out perfectly for the next 3 months. He came back. He was absolutely divine. And then he asked you to marry him. You would say no?
I would say yes.
All right, then. So it's not that you want it further down. You're telling a story to try to keep yourself safe.
Wow.
So
Okay.
let's do this again. What right now can you accept as the truth about you and this person right now?
I feel like it's weird.
All right, hold up. Are you judging? Are you telling the story based on physical reality, or are you telling the story because you know that you are God, and the desires of God are the desires of you? Are you telling a story based on what you see out there and what you feel and what the past? Are you looking through the lens of the past version of Abby, or are you going to the powerful truth of who you are as God right now?
I feel like it's been half and half.
Perfect.
Like I feel like I'm telling a good story. Like, you know, I know I don't have to react to my circumstances, and I don't have to play that character anymore.
Okay,
I
perfect.
don't have to be in that identity anymore. And I've had moments where it's like I feel the anxiety of the old character. I feel the drama, just like, and excuse me if I can't come up with the words,
You
because it's
good?
like I want to say it in Spanish, but I feel like I can't come up with the equivalent. But it's like I feel the underlining of the old character still there, and it's like I can observe it. I can be like, okay, I can recognize what it really is, and
Mm,
that's not who I am anymore, but it's still there. So therefore, I'm like, okay, well, if that is still there, like low key, then that's what's reflecting in the outer. But it's like it's weird because it's like half and half.
gotcha, gotcha. Okay, cool. That's fine, right? But that gives us a good foundation on where to start. So I want to ask you I want to ask you a couple metaphysical questions because I feel like I already know exactly what it is, what's going on here, and how to snap your ass up out of that. Because you know I read all of y'all like a fucking book. I read all of y'all like a book. But I want to walk through it because I think this will help somebody. So you understand, you have accepted the truth that you are God.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, in order for you to walk around here and have this physical experience, right? You have this thing or this mechanism or this quote unquote part of you, this collection of thoughts or this perspective called an ego, right?
Right.
All right. Now, when you're walking through life, right, and you decide, okay, I am Abby and I'm in this beautiful relationship, okay? That is the I am, right? That's you going to the knowing of who you are, right? That's the God part of you.
Yeah, it's like that's who I want to be. That's who I choose to be, like consciously.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, this part of you, this ego part of you, right? That is telling this old story because it's been used to being stuck in the past, right?
Yeah.
Okay? What do you think happens? So, when you're walking through life and you've made the decision on who you are, this is the truth. I'm in this beautiful relationship, and now you get sucked into the ego story a little bit. What do you think happens at that point when it comes to the I am?
It's like I don't know, like it gets murky, and like I get pissed off with myself, and then I've noticed that like I'll have these really old fears from like when I was a teenager come up, that I'm like, whoa, like
Okay.
not good, like these are from like years ago.
Okay. So, sure, that's fine. You know, the self is triggered, right? But what do you think actually happens to I am, the I am awareness, the actual I am part of you, when all of that is happening? Of course, we're speaking in concessions, but what do you think happens to I am when you get sucked into the story?
I think it's still there.
You
I
think
think
it's still there.
I know it's still there. I
Okay.
know it's steady. It's like,
So if you have this infinite part of you, right? And now you have this small part of you that you just use to see life. That small part of you, the ego, it gets triggered. You know what I'm saying? It believes it's the character. It believes his name is Alex and does all these things, right? Now, if we understand the nature of God, right? God just is. God is untouched by emotions, by thoughts, by praise, by hatred of God. God just is. Okay? That's the same way that God is in relation to your ego. So we often get sucked in and we think because we are sucked into the story, that means this large part of us just stopped working. But this part of you never forgot. It never forgot. Oh, my bad. I'm already losing battery. It never forgot. It was untouched by your fear, was untouched by the anxiety, untouched by the doubt. When you forgot, this part of you was still working. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now when you remember, okay, you've been sucked into the story and now you actually remember and you realize, oh, this small part of me was never creating anyway. This part of me is not manifesting, this ego. When you remember, how do you come back to the truth of who you are as I am?
Main part for me is like breathing through it. Breathing through it and just.
But hold up, Abby. Hold up, Abby. Hold up. I don't think you're not catching what I'm trying to say. So right now, you can get sucked into the ego story. Okay. Do you, if I am is still working, it's still carrying out whatever you want, huh? The issue that I'm already seeing is that when you get sucked into the story, you start judging yourself and beating yourself up as if somehow by jumping into the ego, you just stopped the God. And so now you're telling this story that you're messing up or that you're tripping or that you're crashing out or that you're wavering or something like that because you allowed yourself to actually have the human experience. The remembering that you are source, it's about giving yourself grace. So, okay, yeah, I was down here and this part does not even create. It didn't ruin anything because I am is still always carrying out what I decide that I am. So now when I remember, I simply say, oh, this whole time I am was still doing the work. That timeline is still intact. I snap right back into that timeline. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What's the only way that I wouldn't snap into that timeline?
By deciding that you don't.
Exactly. Do you feel like you've been deciding that you've snapped back into the right timeline?
Yes. I feel like, okay, for the past 2 months, I've been like steady deciding no matter what. But for the whole duration of this, relationship, I'm not even gonna lie, I have been like, man, fuck this. I can get any other guy that I want. It's like, I don't want these people. I want it to be him,
Okay. All right.
So the decision for me is like, I'll decide it, and then, you get that little movement, your SP texts you, they want to see you, they start being sweet to you, whatever, and then, things will go silent. Things are not as exciting, there's quote unquote no movement. And then that's when I'm kind of just like, well, what the fuck,
Okay.
And then especially like today, like this other guy asking me out on these dates, being all sweet, and my SP's silent.
But okay. All right, cool. I got you. So what is the story that you're telling about how he treats you, how he sees you? How does he see you?
The story from my ego?
No. You're the true story. The story you've been telling about him.
I feel like, yeah, see, Cynthia, she said you are identifying with what you don't want. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a brain fart.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm patient.
the story of what I like, what I want, of how I see him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a sweetheart, and I know he's a sweetheart. And every time we're together, it's fun. We have a good time. It feels like home. And I've had him reflect that back to me, like tell me that I feel like home for him.
Okay.
And yeah, that's just it. That's all I want, you know?
That's absolutely beautiful, right? Can you accept that as the truth?
Yes, but
Oh,
my ego can't.
but it doesn't matter what your ego does. Your ego is not a creative part of you, right?
Then why is it so fucking loud and it's so mean and it talks hella shit and
You're personifying this part of you. You're making it powerful and large when it's just a collection of old thoughts. Treat it as such, right? The more that you continue to personify it and think that it's this thing that's holding you back, that's getting in the way, the stronger that you make it. And so now all of a sudden you feel like you're battling this part of you. Exactly, Devondre. It's like it's like the child part of you that's constantly kicking and screaming. Just because it's loud doesn't mean it's powerful. If you saw a child, if you go into the grocery store right now, you see a child in a cart yelling. Just because it's loud doesn't mean it's powerful. Just because it's acting mean doesn't mean it's actually mean. Just want some attention. It's been used to you listening to it. It's been used to helping you. It's been used to judging who you are on the physical reality. But those things don't have to be the truth. Huh? So how often are you actually present day to day?
honestly, I've been in my head a lot
Okay.
lately. Yeah.
Do you have practices that allow you to be present?
Yeah, but it'll just be like, day-to-day stuff, like, listening to music, doing my makeup, hair, working out, stuff like that, even though my mind will kind of tend to drift to like ruminate on stuff, but I feel like when I get like up and start being physical, it kind of, goes away a little bit. Like I'm not so much in my mind.
Gotcha. Well, why don't you start actually implementing some practices to be present in your life? Or else you're just going to be walking around and you're going to be constantly reactive, right? What presence allows you to do is when you walk around and you're actually aware and you're actually simply observing and you're in the moment, right? As thoughts come up, you're right there. Versus when you're not present, you're just walking around and reacting. And now 10 minutes go by and you've had 1,000 thoughts and you're overwhelmed. You're constantly in your head because you haven't brought your awareness into your body. Like how connected are you to your body outside of working out, right? Like how connected are you to your breath? How often in the day are you just aware of how your body feels, point blank period, or is your consciousness always in your head?
Honestly, yeah, it's always in my head.
All right. So let's do some practices to bring your consciousness back into your body, right? Because you're simply causing yourself suffering. On one hand, you have this story. You've accepted this truth. Okay. Boom. Okay. I've accepted the truth that this is how he is. This is how he treats me. He is this sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? He has told me that you're home. You want this thing to happen between y'all, okay? You've accepted that as the truth. I am is the truth, okay? And now you know that when you get caught into the ego doesn't do the work. However, the only issue that you're finding is that whenever you do get caught in the ego, you find it overwhelming. Well, you can combat that the easy way or the hard way. The easy way is to be the hard way is to be reactive. I hear all of these thoughts and now I'm constantly trying to fight them off. Right? I just get bombarded with thoughts and now I'm just trying to fight them off. The easy way is for you to actually get in front of it by cultivating presence. The purpose of presence is that you don't truly need presence to get what you want. You just need a decision. But in this case, you've made the decision, but now you have this inner voice talking and the chatter feels loud to you. It feels overwhelming. Okay? And so if you get ahead of it and you bring your awareness more so into your body, all right, and you cultivate practices for that, and as you're walking through life, as these thoughts show up, you're able to observe them. Now you're just in a more powerful place where you're not overwhelmed with 1,000 thoughts at a time. Might be one or a flurry. All right? So, and I think it'll also allow life just to be more enjoyable as well.
Yeah, I feel that because I've practiced like meditation, and it is hard. Like it's hard. It's like my mind will be like, oh, go fix your leg, or position yourself this way, or
Yeah.
your hair's in your face, or little stuff like that. And I'm kind of just like, man, shut up. I don't even want to think. I just want to be blank.
But okay, yeah, you trying to go from 0 to 100, man. Go from 0 to 1. Simply sit there first. Just sit. You'll eventually get to the point where you're blank, right? But have you ever experienced just mind blankness in meditation, and how often is that?
Like I've had it, and it was like it was the shortest blankness, but it was there. But
Okay.
it was just so short.
That's the point that I'm making. How often has that happened with you?
Yeah, not often.
All right. So I'm not saying that it's not possible. What I'm saying is that you're trying to go from this point where you think that the thoughts are overwhelming, and you're just trying to get through it. You're just trying to force your way through it to some state with 0 thoughts. Here's the key though. You're not trying to get there naturally and allow yourself to get there just because you believe that'll be a healthier state for you. You're trying to force your way to get there. Why? So you don't have adverse thoughts and you can get this specific person. So you're already in this state when you're doing this meditation. You're not even just doing it for you.
It's like it's to get that
Exactly.
manifestation, right?
Exactly. You're doing that to get it. Okay? So we've got to truly accept that you just already are it. Which is the point that I was getting to earlier. I just wanted to kind of dance and tiptoe around because I'll be very honest with you. I don't truly think that you've 100% accepted it.
Yeah.
I think you're saying that you have, but I don't believe that you have.
Or else I wouldn't be here freaking out.
Well, you might freak out, but you would still accept that even if I'm freaking out, my freaking out doesn't impact the truth. Remember, you having this person is just the truth. The truth does not rely on your belief. The truth doesn't care about your doubts. The truth just is the truth. I've accepted God, it's the truth. I've accepted that my name in this physical reality is Alex. It's just the truth, right? So I've accepted it, and now I walk through life, and something happens. I trip out. Now I remember this is already the truth. It didn't matter that I freaked out, and it doesn't matter if I keep freaking out. It's just the truth. But it sounds like you're trying to force your mind to believe, and you're trying to force your mind to believe by fighting, by trying to meditate to clear your thoughts as a last resort. So you're focused on trying to make yourself believe. How the ego mind is going to struggle to try to believe something it doesn't see. So belief is irrelevant when you just accept that no, it's coming back, and this is the truth. The man can't breathe without you. He does not want to go on without you. There's nothing that he craves more than you. This is just the truth. It does not require my belief. I simply accept it as an absolute fact, a statement of the truth, right? And so when you move to that truth, now you can give yourself grace. You can allow yourself to crash out. You can allow yourself to trip. You can allow yourself to do all these things. But then you could remember, I am still exactly who I say I am because that's what I said. That's who I am. Okay? And now you add on top all of these other practices, right? Okay, I get more mindful. I become more present. And in that present moment, I get to choose. I get to say, okay, well, I'm going to constantly work on just being the observer of my thoughts. Thoughts show up, I observe it. It's not me. Another thought show up, I can identify with it, right? Because even you saying that, all right, yeah, I've been overthinking and all those, you only consider it overthinking because you think it can't get you what you want. Right? When it comes to Christmas time and you're shopping for your family, the quote unquote overthinking that leads you to be in the stores for way too long, and everybody that's around you is complaining like, damn, can we go home? And you're like, no, I want to shop. I got to get it right. You consider that to be considerate. But when it comes to thinking in regards to this person, now it's overthinking. Now it's the mind. Now it's the ego is me. Huh? So it's not that the thoughts are the problem. It's the identification with them.
Yeah, I see that, because it's like I'll have other shit in my life where, circumstances will pop up or whatever, and I just don't give a fuck. It's like I know who I am through that. But
Exactly.
why is it for this man that I'm like, damn, like, why is my ego so attached to this story that's not true?
But see how you keep going to your ego. Why is my ego so attached to this story? Okay, so what? It doesn't create anyway.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel good.
Okay. How do you get to the point where, how can you train yourself to remember that it doesn't matter how can you train yourself? Here we go. Something just shot in my mind. Alex, say this. All right. How do you soothe yourself through this?
I cry.
Okay.
I feel like crying feels so good.
As you're crying, are you remembering?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Would you would you bet all the money in your account right now on it that you are remembering that it's still done and it's a fact that he's coming back no matter how you feel?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So is crying going to be a helpful mechanism when you're in public?
Probably not, because then I'd ruin my makeup in front of everybody.
Yeah, man, we don't want to do that. Right? We want to keep the makeup looking good. You know what I'm saying? So what's a better way that we can handle this?
I don't know.
Presence, right? You want presence, right? Now, what would be a kind way? Let's play a scenario right now. Okay, let's play make believe together. Okay, you're going through life, right? You've made the decision already that this person is yours. It's just the truth. It just is what it is. You've made that decision. You're walking through life, and you realize they're not here. Why is this person talking kind to me, but my person isn't? The mind does its thing. The mind says, look, they're still not here. How do you handle that? Matter of fact, before you answer, let me ask that in a different way. You have kids?
No.
All right.
Thank God.
Y'all kids are a blessing, y'all. So let's pretend that you have a child right now.
Okay.
Okay. If your child came up to you and was experiencing what you were experiencing, how would you soothe them?
Give them a hug and just be there for them.
What would you tell them?
I feel like I would tell them that everything's gonna be okay, and that they're important and that they matter.
Okay.
And that even though that they're feeling like these heavy emotions, that they're still, they can still be loved even through those ugly, painful emotions, you know?
Do you tell yourself that?
Not all the time.
Why not?
I don't know. I started reading, and I think this is tying back to what you said, as how I'm viewing the ego as this like separate entity that's like out to like, or like get me stuck into some life that I don't want. I haven't finished the book, but I've been reading Course in Miracles, and it talks a lot about the ego, so you can actually know what the ego is. So, it's like I know the ego is an illusion. I know it's not real. I know that perspective is the human experience. We came here to perceive things in infinite ways. But it's like, even though it's an illusion, it's a damn good illusion.
But all right, so how can we reframe that? Is it? I don't always think it's beneficial for everybody to see the ego in the same way, right? I think that the story that you've associated with the ego has made it kind of large. What if the ego isn't something for you to fight, but it's something for you to soothe and actually love? Let me say it in a different way. All right? What if those times where the ego, quote unquote, feels big, right? And it feels like it's this thing that's keeping you away from what you want. And now all of a sudden you feel like you have to be powerful and you have to rise above it. Right? What if you had to do the opposite? What if instead of you trying to feel powerful in that moment, it was simply an opportunity for you to show yourself love in that moment? So when the ego screams, maybe you trying to scream louder and remember harder just makes it scream louder and harder. What if you simply loved yourself through it? What if you actually soothe your mind through it?
That sounds beautiful.
Doesn't it? Sounds like it's less resistance, right?
Yeah, and I saw this movie this past Thanksgiving weekend with my family. It's called Demon Hunters on Netflix. And it's basically like these three like K-pop stars who, through their music, like fight demons.
Yeah.
And pretty much the demons are just like, negative thoughts, and everyone has like their own different, things that they tell themselves.
Yeah.
And the main, I think her name was like Rumi or something like that. The main character, Rumi, was actually half demon hunter and half demon herself.
Ooh, sounds scary.
Yeah, and it's like she hid that from everyone, even her closest friends. And like it's almost like she didn't want to accept that she was half demon. And like the more that she rejected the demon part of herself, the madder it got, the angrier it got, the more it wanted to take control.
Yeah.
So I see what you mean. It's like, because at the end of the movie, she finally just accepted that she was half demon, and then she was happy. Like, and then everyone accepted her after she accepted that part of herself.
That's absolutely beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I don't even have anything else to say. What if this aha moment is simply a calling for you to come back to yourself? Instead of demonizing this part of you. This is the thing that we talk about when we talk about the quote unquote devil and a third of the angels being cast out of heaven. Right? We take the ego and we think just because it's speaking a certain way, we try to cast it out of ourselves and ignore it and turn away, when really it's just a calling for us to have greater intimacy with ourselves. Right? You can calm down that shouting voice by not trying to shout louder, because now you're all just in a yelling match. You've turned this quote unquote ego, which isn't even a real thing. The more that you demonize it, the more that you create this manifestation within you of this thing that has to take on the persona of a demon. What if it is simply a reminder for you to come back and love yourself a little bit more? You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to, you don't need to try to be powerful. You already are powerful. You
So
just,
how can I actually love those negative thoughts, or how can I love basically the I guess quote unquote bad, because it's not really bad, it just is, right?
yeah.
But how can I love that when I don't want it? It's for me, it's mainly just the old story that I'm like, I don't want that, like I don't. It's like I see through it, um, and it's like I wanna let it go, but why do I feel like I can't?
Because you're trying to force yourself to let it go instead of soothing yourself through the process. So the approach that you're taking is the ego feels loud and you try to get louder, which just leads to resistance, which makes you just become scared. It develops anxiety for the anxiety, right? You have fear of the ego. Instead of, when those stories come up, you simply soothe yourself through those stories. You treat this part of you, this screaming part of you, like it is your daughter, like it is your inner child. You wouldn't tell it to go away and shut up. You would say, it's okay. Even here, we're still cool, and I'm going to give you everything that you deserve. And I know that you're only screaming right now because you can't see it, and that's fine. You've kept me safe all of my life by doing that. But I got you now. Everything is going to work out. I understand that even in this moment, I can sit with you because this part of me is not creating anyway. The I am. Go ahead.
I felt something just like that. It was actually um, this past Tuesday. I had went to Utah to go visit my family for Thanksgiving, and I hadn't talked to my SP in maybe like two weeks, and I hadn't seen him in 3 weeks, and that's another thing that I hate. I don't like that. I want to see my SP more often, multiple times a week, and it was like, I don't want to say it was ghost, but I went silent, he went silent, whatever. And then that day, I was going home. I wanted him to pick me up from the airport, and as I was in the airplane, I was like crying, and I was just feeling the emotion, like the heavy emotions of the old story. And I let myself cry, and I just kept telling myself, like, everything's gonna be okay. Even through this, it's gonna be okay. Everything is gonna work out. Just cry because you want to. It's okay. And I landed, and he was just being so sweet. He's like, hey, look, I'm barely getting off of work. I'm not gonna make it in time to pick you up, but I just got you an Uber. Here's the Uber information, and it's gonna take you home, and then from home you can get your car and come over. And that's exactly what I wanted, and we had a great time, and it was fun. So I see what you mean by like being graceful with yourself, even in the midst of the drama.
Exactly. And the more that you do that, the easier it will get. But the more that you make it a shouting competition or an argument, or you just try to get louder and silence it, tell it to shut up, and the more you do that, the louder it's going to get, because you're creating this internal resistance, this internal fear. And so it has to manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was the first time actually could say I felt the emotions and I like felt my ego panicking, um, and like actually soothed myself through it. And I mean, that's the first time of many, I guess, because obviously I need some practice on it.
Yeah. But the beautiful thing is, even though you need practice, or quote unquote need practice, right? Whatever need means. But even though you can practice on this, and I think that it'll help you vastly, right? You don't need to do that to get it. You already are in perfect alignment with your desires. You already are the person that has everything. This just gives you a tool to help you deal with yourself, right? So that you're not feeling like you're in this constant battle with yourself, suffering in your own mind.
Yeah, that's how I see it, because it's nothing to do with him. It's like my own self, you know?
Exactly.
It's just it's like my mind using him and the circumstances with him to come up with my, like, basically mask my own issues.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is, right?
Yeah.
You're simply using him as a way to, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And man, what else is there? Oh, I've also tried to view it as in like it's almost like a muscle in the gym, you know, that you have to keep being consistent and keep working it out. Obviously, if you want to see some type of change in your body, you know, you don't just go to the gym one time and that's it.
Yeah.
So I've kind of been viewing it like that, which is the true point of it all anyway. That's what we want anyway, is to be able to soothe ourselves through anything, whether it's with a relationship or with money or with family.
Exactly. Exactly. So I want to give you two things, right? So I really would like you to take two steps. The first step is the true acceptance, right? I want you to play with the fact that you are exactly who you desire to be, right? I want you to sit down. You know, it could be after this live stream. You could log off of this stream and get straight to it right now. But I want you to sit there with no music, no nothing on. I just want you. You don't have to close your eyes. I just want you to sit with the knowing that this man is already yours. That you are already everything that you desire to be. Right? And even when you doubt, even when you fear, even when your mind races, I want you to say, no. Even with the doubt, I'm still it. Even with this feeling, I'm still it. Even though I cannot, even if I don't feel relaxed in it, I just am it. Because it's the truth. It's just the truth. It doesn't require my belief, and it doesn't matter if I doubt it. It just is the truth. So that's the first step. It's accepting that you're actually safe in your desire to be who you are and know that your desire will still come. And then number two is going to be being kind to yourself, right? So number two is going to be, because I'm safe and I've accepted the truth, now I can actually deal with myself kindly, right? I take the pressure off thinking I have to quote unquote silence a make-believe monster ego. I don't have to silence it. Okay? So now if I have this loud pushback, I can give myself grace. I can be patient, and I can soothe myself through the process of relaxing into the truth and the knowing that I'm already who I desire to be. So now I'm just kinder to myself in those moments where the ego is shouting.
So I can view it instead of this big ugly monster that's out to get me. It's like this little baby that just needs some love and some
Exactly.
attention.
100%. 100%. Exactly. And that just changed. It's a game changer, because now you're not at war with yourself to get what you want. It's not keeping me from anything. It's just a part of me that wants attention, and that's fine. We mistake the ego for the fire when it's just a fire alarm. But you can change the tune, you can change the alarm, you can tune it down, you can tune it up. It's just an alarm. It's not an actual fire. It's not a problem. Right? So stop treating it as such. That help.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
Because I've been viewing it as like, something that is just basically like the devil.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I can tell.
But then also, along with A Course in Miracles, I found this other book. It's a metaphysical Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically breaks down the Bible, metaphysically, and like the story of, what was the one guy who got swallowed by the whale?
Jonah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, it has every story in the Bible, and it breaks it down and stuff. And I guess in like that sense where Jesus says, I and my Father are one, it's like he's still God, but he's accepting the ego part of him as well. It's like the ego and God are one
Exactly.
in this level of, us being humans.
Exactly. It's not trying to hurt me. It's not out to get me. It's not even creating. It's not keeping me from anything. Everything is still perfectly unfolding for me. It's just loud.
It's just loud, yeah.
That's it. It's just loud. And when I stop looking at it like this thing that's keeping me away from what I want, that's fighting me, that's, against me, that, it's just me. It's not stopping. Matter of fact, that part of you, that child part of you, is going to be so happy when all those things that you want show up. Now it's going to be expecting that. So there's nothing wrong with that part of you. There's nothing wrong with that part of you.
So now, for example, now that I can treat it as something that I can just soothe instead of fight. How, I don't know, like how would I just, that those feelings of, man, I just want to get what the fuck I want to get.
Yeah.
How could I soothe that when it wants it right now,
Yeah. Oh, that's the whole question. Huh? How can you soothe it when you want what you want right now?
Remember, right?
Well,
Back to
it's going back to the acceptance that it's already yours as an absolute fact. That is what calms and soothes the wanting of it, right? You're like, and here's another thing. Wanting is not a problem. It's a divine desire, right? What the true want is for source or God to know itself, right? Which is why God had the urge to create the human vessel to know itself, or an alien vessel, or whatever y'all thinking, right? This is why you have that God had the divine urge to pour itself into this human vessel to experience itself. That urge, now you're simply experiencing it as wanting to be with somebody else, wanting to have this money. But when we see the desire as separation or as lack, instead of a promise, the fulfillment, the desire is your desire to experience more of yourself. And so when I accept it as a fact, the desire is just the fact of me having it, I can relate to that desire differently. And the desire feels differently, right? And so now I can just allow things to flow in a different way. It's really about perspective.
I see, because a lot of people would like in this, manifestation community, they like to say that, oh, if you want it, that means you're in the lack. That
No.
means you don't have it, and you're identifying as a person and you don't have it, but it's like, you know,
Yeah, yeah. No, I won't say that, but I will say, how do you define the desire? When we start to accept the desire for what it is, that desire is the divine urge to experience more of yourself, which is just life. Desiring is life. It's a zest for life. It's a hunger for life. It just so happens that we point it at certain people or certain things. That is it.
it's so funny because exactly a year ago today, I had my ayahuasca ceremony,
Hmm.
and I had so many like I went into my ceremony, and I was like, I'm ready to basically confront the scary part of me. I'm ready to confront the darkness and whatever I see that's dark and scary, and I was like, I'm just ready to confront it and see it for what it is.
Yeah.
And I had none of that. It was all love. It was just the pure, unconditional love that we are. And it's like the whole time I was with God, I was laughing, I was smiling, I was, everyone else was like throwing up and like going through their shit, and I was just there like a little kid, just so happy.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I didn't understand that that's the illusion, and the suffering is the illusion,
Yeah.
and the only thing that's real is love. And it's like that, it overpowers everything. Nothing else is real in the presence of that love.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And it also confirmed to me that yes, my SP loves me, and he does want to be with me, and he does want to marry me, and all that other stuff. So it's like I already had that confirmation. It's like God told me, yes, it's already yours. Like, what more do you need to know?
Yeah.
And that was, yeah, so that was in December.
Hold up. I need to switch phones. I need to switch phones before it dies. All right. Sorry about that.
You're good. But, yeah, so I still fell back asleep. Even after my ceremony and all the beautiful things, my SP came back and everything was good, and then some other shit happened, and I fell back asleep. And I was in this like, oh, men are like this, the typical, oh, men only want one thing, and I just fell asleep to what the experience really is, and I was just sucked into illusion.
Yeah.
And even through all that, like, I was like, no, like, I still have this like desire for my person. Like, I know that I'm meant to be with my person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny because I've heard you talk about too, like, the divine dance of like forgetting and remembering, and I'm like, that's the whole point.
Exactly. And I was gonna say that. I was gonna say, well, yeah, you're always gonna forget, but remember. So you took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, and I just think it's so funny because I'm like, well, if I forget again, that's okay, because eventually I'm gonna be brought back to remembering,
Exactly.
and it'll be 10 times better than the last time that I remembered.
Yeah. Yeah. This is why. This is why God chooses to remember within us, right? Is for the joy of remembering. So us remembering that we already had it, that is a moment of gratitude, right? That is the moment of, yes, beautiful, right? That is it. So it's that constant forgetting and remembering. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I just I just think it's so funny because we do get so sucked into being this character, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's also the fun when you remember, right? And knowing that the I am is constantly doing the work and the ego is not something that's scary, it actually just allows you to have a better experience even when you forget. Even in those moments where you're forgetting, you can still allow yourself to be. Cause let's be honest, y'all. What you asking, cause that's always a question, right? Well, how do I remember more? How do I remember that I am more? You do remember it, or else you couldn't even ask that question. You already remember. Okay? You're just going to fall back into that illusion of forgetting sometimes, because that's what you came down here to do. That- that's the whole point.
That's the whole point,
It's
yeah.
the whole point, right? So exactly. So that just allows it to be so much more fun, so much more fulfilling, so much more beautiful. I love that for you, Abby.
Thank you.
So now we just got to be kind to yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I see now from a different view how I have been basically like neglecting the ego and like demonizing it and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that.
No.
It's like now I know that I don't have to identify with its stories and its fears and all that. But now I see how I don't have to, like, I don't have to identify it and I don't have to fight with it while it's still processing its old stories, basically, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, what is, and then the bigger question even becomes, or one of the questions that I think can help a lot of people listening is, what would be the point of fighting with it anyway? What is the point?
Yeah, because then you're just fighting with yourself.
Exactly. And like, where would there be any benefit to it? What do we think the end goal would be? Right? Well, we think, oh well, if I fight with it and I flip these things, and I can get what I want. But that part of you doesn't determine if you get what you want anyway. So why are you fighting with it? And we realize when we start asking that question, it made no sense for me to be fighting with the ego ever in the first place.
Yeah, I think that was my missing, I guess, missing link is now that I know I don't have to choose it
Yeah.
as my identity. That was like what I first learned. Now that I remember it again, like snapped out of it. And right now, this conversation with you, it's like, okay, well, it's still there, even if you don't choose to identify with it. It's still there, but you don't have to fight it. You can just love it.
Exactly. Exactly. Love it like you want to be loved. Love it like you want to be loved when you want a little bit of attention.
And so, I guess my other question would be, while it is, you know, let's say it is saying all these things like, oh, see, he don't love you, he ain't even texting you back,
Yeah.
he's probably with her and whatever, doing whatever, you know? Basically, what can I do to love those parts?
What do you need to hear in those moments?
That it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
They're all lies.
Mm-hmm. Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Even here in this moment, you're still God. Even here in this moment, everything is working out for you. Even though it feels uncomfortable, you are still divine. Even though it looks uncomfortable, you are still worthy. Even though, right, my body is still hooked to what it sees out there, I know the truth. Soon, right? I understand that. I understand that you're trying to keep me safe. I understand that, you haven't seen it, but soon you'll see because everything is working out for us. We've got this. All those things that you want to hear. This is your opportunity to tell yourself. What's up?
Oh, wait, let me write this down.
It's all on YouTube too. We're at the. Oh, is it on YouTube? Oh, damn! It's not even on YouTube. Isn't it's on YouTube? Why does it say reconnecting? Damn. Yeah. Oops. All right. What you want to write down? Let's have a working session right now.
Let me get my little journal.
Because these things can help a lot of people. A lot of people.
And everyone in the chat has been so sweet and so supportive. So you guys are all amazing.
Yeah, they're like little Sour Patch Kids. Sometimes the chat real cool.
They talk a little shit, but it's okay. It's all in good heart.
Yeah. Let me know when you're ready.
Yes.
All right, cool. So let's start thinking about all the things that you want to hear, that you need to hear whenever you are kicking and screaming and crying, right? Of course, the obvious ones, right? That everything is fine. Everything is going to be fine.
Everything is perfect.
Perfect. Even though I feel uncomfortable, I am still divine.
Oh, what was that?
I thought that was you.
I think it was.
Yeah. It was a synchronicity.
It said ding ding ding, we're right on the money.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, finally, god damn, we've been waiting to hear this. All right. So, even though I feel uncomfortable, I am still unconditionally supported. Let's talk to yourself. Let's comfort yourself, right? Even though it's uncomfortable, I am here for you. I understand that you feel uncomfortable, but I am here with you. Even in this moment, we are still surrounded by the love of God.
And we're always in the presence of God.
Now we cooking. I know that you can't see it right now. But when you do, you'll be proud that we went through this together.
And you know what's so funny about that? Is I feel like the ego part of me wants like some big proof or some big movement that like something extravagant to prove that he loves you and that he really wants to marry you and be with you. But like me, like I'm like which at the end of the day, that's what truly matters. Like, let's say you're enjoying a fire with them, and you're having a cup of tea and you're just sitting next to them enjoying the fire.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a little scenario that I'm like, man, I would love to experience that with my person. But then it's like my ego's like, no, he needs to do this and he needs to do that and he needs to take you to Chanel and blah blah blah. It's like
Chanel.
it's like, I don't need that type of stuff.
How often, when you have these desires, how often do you surrender to them?
What do you mean?
All right. So the desire is this divine urge, right? It's God wanting to know itself more. Are you clear on that part?
Yes.
Cool. So if it's God wanting to know itself more, and now you have this desire to experience, y'all making s'mores in front of a campfire. Can you right now understand, can you know that this is a divine urge, and can you simply sit and instead of trying to feel it or trying to imagine or trying to visualize it, can you sit into it? Can you sink into that desire? Can you accept it? Can you surrender to that desire right here in that moment? Can you let that desire wash over you and accept it as absolute truth?
By accepting it, do you mean like feeling it and then letting it go?
No, I don't mean feeling it or letting it go. If those things naturally happen, sure. But I don't mean intentionally doing anything. I literally mean sitting down there and having the desire and just accepting it as the truth. If acceptance comes with the feeling, if it comes with letting it go, all that, right? I mean, you can, but just letting it be what it is. Like, just enjoying the desire. Abby, how often do you surrender in life?
I don't know.
What is your definition of being or flowing?
My definition of being or flowing, I guess, would be like just letting shit be as it is, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Letting stuff be what it is, all right? Now, cool. Can you allow things to be what it is, what they are, and sink into that so far that you start to accept everything is perfect right now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. So that's okay. When I was talking about surrendering, that's basically what I'm talking about. Is I've accepted things, and I've gotten to the point where I've accepted things, and I've accepted it so far that everything is just perfect. I'm just content. Everything is what it is, and that's perfectly fine right now. Can you do that with your desires? Sit there, accept them as absolutely perfect, and just allow them to be. Just understand that this desire is the desire of God, and so I simply accept it as the truth.
Wow. I haven't thought about it like that in a while,
Mm.
I guess because, I almost saw it in a way as, these desires are, what my character wants to experience. But it's well, no, because desires are God wanting to experience through the character.
Exactly. Now, the character, sure, the character wants the person, right? Because, I mean, obviously, God is not desiring a car through you, but the desire itself, the urge to want the car, even the divine pull towards the car, that is the infinite. But we translate it and we get to choose what we want to have through this human experience. But the desire itself, I couldn't even desire a car without within me having a reality where I have that car. So now God is simply pointing to the truth that already exists within me. That yes, that reality already exists. So you have a desire for it, so you can experience it. So God gets to experience more of himself. This small little character, which I perceive as myself sometimes, also gets a car. It's one and the same. Was that confusing? That makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Okay, cool. So yes, the character wants it, but the desire is of the divine. The desire is divine.
Yeah, it's like the desire is divine itself,
Mm-hmm.
and then even like the way we experience it
Mm-hmm.
is
It's all
also
divine. It's
so
all divine. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all divine.
Yeah, and it's almost like too, like, since I'm already, because you know I've gone back and forth with like the no contact or whatever,
Yeah.
so it's almost like um I'm in contact with him, and I don't know, it's like a part of me is waiting for something big to happen to confirm, but it's like, if I'm already in the relationship with him, what else am I waiting for?
You keep going back to this point. So, is there a problem with that?
A problem with what?
Is there a problem with that wanting of something? You're judging yourself, basically, is what I'm saying. You keep going back to, well, the quote unquote ego wants this big show, but I don't need that.
Yeah, like
So
basically, like I'm judging myself for wanting it.
yeah, it goes back to this ego is not a person. You're still treating it like a person. You say, oh, this ego wants it. What do you mean this ego wants it? The ego doesn't want anything. The ego is just telling stories. What do you want, Abby? Do you really want this big show, but you're trying to convince yourself that, oh, I don't need that, I just need them back because I'm a humble woman? What is it? Which one do you want? You can have both. You can have campfires and s'mores and Chanel bags. But have you accepted the one that you want as the truth?
I guess not. I guess not, because that's why I'm like questioning myself, judging myself over it, you know?
Yeah, it's like you're reaching for a permission slip.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see that because I've heard like Bashar talk about permission slips and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like, even knowing all that, it's like I still, yeah, like I'm reaching for some permission slip to be able to give it to myself, almost.
Exactly. It's like you're fishing for it. You're fishing for, hey, is this? But that's fine. Once you are aware that you're doing that, now you get to make a choice of what you want. Right? You don't have to dim down what you want to get something. You are God. You just need to make a choice and accept what you want. You don't get cool points in the SP manifesting log for wanting less than what you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a better person to want less. It just makes you a person that wants less. It's fine though. You're still just as divine. You ask 10 people what they want from a relationship, they'll give you 10 different answers. Which one's right, which one's wrong. They're all right. They're all perfect. The ones that are right are the ones that judge their desires as right. The ones that are wrong are the ones that demonize their own desires. At the end of the day, nobody is demonizing what you want except for
myself.
Yeah, and you can cast it off to the ego because this even is adding to that character. You have this character of the ego that's trying to hold you back.
That's what I've been doing.
Yes. You're creating this war within yourself, right? It's like the make-believe story of the devil being cast out of heaven and turned. You've made this devil-like being that wants opposite of you and fights off, that you have to try to cast out by screaming and yelling at it. It's very interesting.
Right.
But now that you know it, right, it's over with. You don't have to go down that path anymore. You can choose right now.
It's like, it's so funny because it's like at the same time I'm letting myself have it, I'm not letting myself have it.
Yeah.
Or like I'm almost like judging myself for having it.
Mm-hmm. I would actually, it's funny because I would love to hear more of the stories that your ego tells, because I can bet you that if you actually embrace that part of you, you might actually step into a little bit more arrogance and accept the truth with a little bit more conviction and get what you want more. Because it seems as if this ego part of you is wanting more, and you're trying to be a quote unquote good person and humble yourself because you think that that's going to make you somehow more righteous to get something. When I can almost guarantee you that the part of you that is saying that you want more, that you want these bags and stuff is the same part of you that says these men should be worshiping the ground that you walk on. Why the hell am I sitting here and waiting around when these men should be worshiping the ground that I walk on? I can guarantee you that there's a part of you that's talking like that you're trying to suppress and say, no, love and light, that's the ego. I don't need a lot. And now you've created this double-minded mentality within you, and you're demonizing a part of you when really, if you simply embrace the whole of you, you could step into your arrogance and get what you want in a much more efficient way. I know, Abby. Sometimes I can read you like a book, I know.
I see. So then, what is this? I guess, what is this that's making me, or not making me, let me rephrase that. What is this that's, I don't want to say like settling for less, but like, because I know that I'm creating it.
Yeah.
But what is this that's, I guess, not.
I would say it's that comment right there. You see that comment, that core collectives? Is it a fear that you're too much to want more? Right? Do you believe that you would inconvenience somebody by wanting more? And that by you settling in what you wanted, it makes it more likely that you'll get something?
That's a good point.
Cool. So if that is the case, then let's ask another question, a more important question, which is, have you truly placed yourself at the center of reality, or are they at the center of reality?
Yeah, it's almost like as if he's the center of the reality.
Yeah. And so you're turning yourself into a side character for him.
Ew, no. I want that.
But you can snap out of that right now.
Yeah.
Right? all those things that you want, that you think are quote unquote ego desires, right? Those are the things that you're casting out are the very things that are making you double-minded. How would Abby talk if you right now embrace the fullness of you, right? If you, okay, let's go to any man walking this planet, all right? Let's say that you go out, you know what I'm saying? It's a Friday night, right? You're looking good, makeup on, right? You know what I'm saying? You're out doing your thing, okay? How do you expect men to treat you?
Like gentlemen, sweet, respectful. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it?
Or like, what do you mean? Like just men that I don't know?
Nah, girl. All right, look. Let's break through this humility barrier right now, okay? All right, when you are in the dynamic of a man, okay, do you believe that it is normal for the man to want to go out of his way to please you?
It's like a yes and a no.
Why a yes and a no?
Just because growing up, I feel like, which I don't mean to like bring up, like the childhood, whatever, but it's almost something that I wasn't used to as a little girl because that's not how my dad was. So I wasn't brought up like that, I feel like I have this memory of, I think it was like my 7th or 8th birthday, and I think my dad was like going through some money issues.
Yeah.
I remember him coming into my room and telling me that he wasn't he wasn't gonna get me anything for my birthday because he couldn't afford it. And I just remember being in my room crying and crying and crying. And then we go to Walmart and he lets me pick out like 2 games or whatever. And then it's like I want to pick out something else and he like scolds me for it. And he's like, I told you I didn't have enough money, so don't grab it. And I feel like I hold on to a lot of like issues with my dad when it comes to men and like money and treating me a certain way. And it's almost like I feel like I want to have that and I want to experience it, but that little girl in me feels like she can't.
All right. So, do you see how that comes out even in this situation? Do you see how there's that part of you that wants to feel worthy enough and wants to step into that prosperity where somebody can get you the things that you want, where life can show up and give you the things that you want? But then there's this other part of you that's still saying, no, that's too much. And now what you've done is you've created this split to where, because that has happened to you, now all of a sudden you're casting off that desire to want to be treated a certain way, and you're calling that the ego, right? So now you're just fracturing yourself. You're fracturing yourself. All of the pain that you felt, you're bottling it up into this personality instead of integrating it and in this moment saying, you know what? Those things happen, but they don't define me. I get to choose how reality will treat me. I get to choose how God, the Father that will never hold back on me, will treat me. I get to choose that moving forward. All right? So that makes a lot of sense that you said that, right? And so now your work is in accepting, right? Your work is going to be in accepting the truth of who you are and being kind to that part of you that was scolded. Being kind, because you're simply taking that part of you that was scolded and you're placing it, right? You're placing it into this character of the ego. And now you're the one scolding yourself, saying, no, you can't get that. You've been yelling at your ego because you were just telling me like you don't confront your ego by being soft with it, right? You yell at it.
Yeah.
You confront it and say, no, shit, we don't want those bags. We'd be fine with a fire. So now how can you be kind to that part of yourself, and how can you actually start accepting that your desires are holy? It's fine for you to have desires. That little girl, right? So what would you want that little girl, that version of you? Now you have someone that you can directly speak to. You can directly speak to that version of you anytime you are confronting your ego.
It's okay for her to want these things,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's not a bad thing.
It's a divine. It's holy. It's more than okay. It's divine. It's holy. It's perfect. It's divine. It's holy. It's perfect. It is your birthright to have these things that you desire. This is a real life therapy session,
I know.
Yeah. We just went through months of therapy sessions in one live stream, man. This is great.
Yeah, and I feel like it also ties into not only like, you know, with things that I wanted, but also like the attention.
Yeah.
It's like I find myself wanting more attention from my SP.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like a business owner. He's always working. He works like 10, 12-hour days.
That's cool. You're still his priority.
Yeah, and it's like that's one of my affirmations where I'm like, no, I'm his priority, you know. And I'll find myself wanting more attention from him, and then when I don't get it, it's like that, the mean ego.
Yeah. Are you in the Telegram group?
What is that?
Oh. It's a Telegram group that I started. It's a lot of people in here in this Telegram group. Well, anyway, you should join it if you want. But it's basically I just put like daily reminders and affirmations and stuff, and we just have a bunch of conversations in it.
Okay.
But
I see the videos that you make. Like to me, it sounds like poetry. You know, the ones where it's like the ones that you make where you like have you talking to you, and it's like a different point of view.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a 200 people Telegram like a WhatsApp channel or like a Discord or something like that, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just like a free group chat, and we just talk in it, right?
Yeah.
I think you should join it. I think it will help you with kind of not even confronting yourself, right? But accepting yourself. But, well, you don't need to accept yourself, but in speaking with yourself and remembering. But then also, someone had just got their SP back today, Dora. And she had put in an affirmation, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was, I am the air that he breathes. When I read that, I said, God damn, that was cold, right? Because it speaks to you putting yourself in the center of reality, right? It speaks to you accepting who you are, right? Just knowing who you are, right? I am the air that he breathes, right? Or yeah, something like she's his oxygen or something like that. It was so cold. I'm the oxygen, something like that, right? But that's why I brought it up, because it's simply our ability to tell the story, accept the truth of the story that we want, right? And so, I guess your work, I would really push you to. We talked about it earlier. Was number one, accepting that this person's already yours, but I would even go further. All those things that you want, and you might feel like, okay, I kind of struggle to get those things. Going to the acceptance right? Of those things. Accept that you can get those bags and all those things that you want. Accept it, right? Work on the acceptance, and then also at the same time work on the soothing of that quote unquote ego self, that part of you that was yelled at and scolded as a child. And then also pay attention to the desires that rise up from that part of you. Start to kind of catalog, see how you've been cataloging your desires. Which desires have you been saying, oh no, I can't. The ego wants that. And then what desires have you been saying, no, I'd settle for this. Start asking the question, why am I casting this part of me on the ego? Why am I not accepting this desire? All the desires are divine. They're all of God. So what is the issue? So that's what I'd really challenge you on. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's very helpful to go on it and take it like into action day by day, because not everything comes up all at once. It's almost like tomorrow I'll have another light bulb that I can, go off of, and then a week from now I'll have another almost like breakthrough type. I feel like I've been having a lot of breakthroughs lately, but this one.
Yeah. Keep having them, keep remembering, keep enjoying them.
Yeah, and it's almost like people love to talk about the I am awareness, and how like you don't have to do like the inner child type of stuff, but a lot of the ego, like a lot of the stuff that the ego attaches to does come from your childhood.
Does it, or is it your ego?
Well, my ego, I guess.
I'm just playing with you. No, I get what you're saying though, but
Yeah.
you don't. The thing is, you don't have to do all these things to get anything.
Yeah, and it's not to get anything, but it is to be more at peace with yourself.
Yeah, exactly. We do that. We do the inner work. We work on presence. We do all of that to prevent ourselves from suffering in our own mind. Right?
Yes.
That's what it's for, is to keep us from torturing ourselves all day.
Yeah, so it's like now I can see it as like I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this to get something, because I already have that regardless. I'm just doing this for me, to understand myself better and to soothe myself.
That is the key. That is the key right there. I'm doing it for me. That is a major key right there. I am doing it for me, and all the other things, I'm just doing it to be better. But these things have nothing to do with me getting what I want. It's already mine. But I do these things for a better quality of life up here.
Yes, for the peace of mind that I want to have within myself.
100%.
Wow. Yeah, this was amazing.
Good. I feel like you can teach a class now.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll have a little sesh, Abby and Alex.
Exactly. You just tell me when you need me. I'll let you take the reins. On the tee, coach them up, coach.
It's funny because I've been thinking about just going on live, and like I see other girls, like they'll have so much fun on live doing their makeup and like come live and just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Yeah, why not? What's stopping you?
I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit shy because I've never really been like a type of girl that posts a lot on social media, and I only have like a couple posts on Instagram or TikTok, but I'm like, I could do it too.
Exactly.
I could like get on live and start cooking or whatever.
Exactly. Do you believe that that's your desire or an ego desire?
I think it's a desire from me.
It was a trick question.
Both, right? They're both from me.
They're all yours. Yeah.
But yeah, I think think it would be fun. And I also like it because I like that it came up out of me wanting to create something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Instead of like, oh, I need to do this to get this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I want to do it because I want to have fun and create something fun and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what makes things flow anyway.
100%. 100% agree. That's what make things flow for sure, right?
Yeah.
Nothing to it but to do it. I can guarantee that if you started going live, you would at least have people on this live stream that jumped all over automatically, right?
Yeah.
Just algorithm purposes. So you would already have people, and then I mean, you grow from there, right? You're already a good-looking goddess, right? So I'm sure that you would make a little bit of bread if you hit the live button.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I'm like, the money would obviously be a plus, but
Yeah.
it's more to just enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun. Build community. Enjoy, right? Push yourself a little bit, right? Yeah.
Because I've been finding that, like, I want to create something, I just don't know what I want to create. But I have the urge to be creative.
Yeah. Once you are the path, right? You are the way, you are the path. So because you have that desire and you desire to create and you don't know what it is, excuse me, my bad. Allow the path to unfold from you, through you. All you have to do is know that you are the path, know that you want to create and it's going to unfold, and then start moving. And it automatically will unfold from you. You don't know who you'll meet on a live stream that'll help you. You don't know who just dove in your DMs. Talk about, hey, what's up? Right? You never know what the opportunities can lead to just by being like, oh yeah, I've been wanting to create. Oh no, I just had the urge to go live. Why not? Let me do it. I don't know where it can lead, but I'm just gonna do it because I want to. Right? That's that Bashar, acting on your highest passion, just for the pure purpose of acting on it. Because I already know I'm the way. Therefore, everything must be perfectly unfolding for me. So I simply act on the highest passion in that moment. And the highest passion is, okay, cool. I'm going to do the next thing, then the next thing, then the next thing.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel, I don't know, I feel like I have a new perspective on how to treat myself in my own mind, too.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Like, it's okay to have the doubts. It's okay to have the fears. It's okay. It's fine.
100%.
The SP's still mine. He loved me.
Exactly. You are the center of his universe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You are his top priority. It doesn't matter if he works 10 hours or 24 hours. You are the top priority. The man can't breathe without you around.
Amazing.
Perfect, Abby. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the master class, man. I hope y'all learned from that.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Everyone was so sweet in the chat.
Yeah. Appreciate. Any last words for the chat?
No, that was it. I just think everyone's, keep going. It's so funny because one of my brothers told me that. Someone I went to go visit for Thanksgiving weekend.
Like a biological brother?
Yeah. My oldest brother. And he actually had just brought his family over from Tijuana.
Yeah.
They were staying there for I think a couple years, 3 or 4 years, and then he finally got their visas, so he brought them over. And he's working in Utah, so that's why he brought them over there. But we were talking a lot about because he does trading and stuff like that, and we were having conversations about it. And he told me, oh yes, I'm Mexican, whoever asked in the chat. And, he told me, keep going. And for me, I feel like, in my own mind.
Yeah.
So everyone keep going, no matter what. Just keep going through those fears, through those doubts, through the anxiety. Just keep going.
Yeah. Look at everybody with the Mexican pride. Y'all funny. Appreciate you, Abby.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna take a nice shower now and call it a night.
Will do, man. You have a beautiful night. Beautiful night.
Thank you.
Cool.
Bye, everyone.
Later. All right, y'all. That was a cool session right there. Okay, let me take a deep breath now. I see all them goddamn requests lining up. I might just bring all of y'all up here and let y'all talk to each other. That was a good one though, right? That was a good one. I think that could help a lot, right? That could help a lot. I think there were a lot of gems in there. Great questions, absolutely great questions. Yeah, I agree. All right, that's enough source. Say something. I got you, Yessie. It should be on YouTube. It looks like it says connection error, but it still says connected. So I'm hoping it's on YouTube. Explain how to join the Telegram. People are having issues with the link. You got to be smarter than the link. If you hit the link tree in the bio, it's a link in there. It says Telegram. You got to hit the link. If you ain't know how to click the link, I don't know what to tell your ass. Okay. I don't know what if you don't know how to click the link. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, that 4-hour YouTube session was cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's on YouTube. So you good. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Deborah. Thank you. For some reason, the YouTube says disconnected, but perfect. What did I do today? Chill with family. I was with my mom all day. What was Sierra's question? Was it something that had nothing to do with her getting what she wanted? When that's not what she should be focusing on, she should be focusing on. Anyways, let me not go down that rabbit hole. How do desires come from God, please? I don't know, Sierra. Sir, is this another permission slip? Is this another, if I know this, then I can actually trust myself and accept that the desires are mine? Or are you just asking this for the love of the game? I need to know first. Appreciate you, Deborah. I'm glad that you're here. I love being on this journey with you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. It's a general question. Are you sure it was a general question? Well, so the last time that you asked me about timelines, I actually did answer this question. But I'll say it again. All right. Telegram link won't open. Won't /open work. Anyone who has troubleshoot, please help. All right. Just because I haven't seen your username before, I know you probably don't know me, so I'm not gonna talk shit right now to you. But I almost did. If you were somebody that I recognized, I would talk shit. But I love you guys. Send me $30. I'm just playing with you. I ain't gonna talk shit. I'm not gonna talk shit. Go ahead and download the Telegram app first. Yeah, Leslie. I know who you are, Leslie. You asking a question like that, Leslie, I would be talking shit to you. For a couple minutes, I'd go in on you. You have the app. You have the app already? Damn. I'm itching. I'm itching to start talking shit now. I'm itching to start talking shit. Do I have to walk y'all through this shit? Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way that y'all not getting this. All right, here we go. There ain't no way. There is no way that y'all are not understanding this. All right, here we go. Do you see this right here? This is called a home screen. Okay? Ooh. Can y'all see this shit? This is called a home page, all right? If you go to TikTok, you're in a live, right? In the top right corner should be a picture of me. You can go to my profile. If you open up the profile, okay, throughout the whole page, there is one link. If you go to my profile on the entire page, there is only one link. There's not two links. There's not three links. There is only one link. It's under the bio, right? It says HTTP link tree. Link tree. It's the only link. Oh, the link's not working? If I click this link and it takes me to this Telegram page, then what are y'all going to say? If I hit this link, if I open up this link tree and I hit this link and it takes me to the Telegram page, what are y'all going to say? Are you going to still say it's not working? Let's try it. Let's figure it out. How about that? Let's figure it out. Let's see if it's working, okay? So, boom. I hit the link tree. Okay? Okay, what does it say? It says Alexander the One. It's got a bunch of links on there, right? Cool. What's the very first one? First one says Telegram. Telegram join group chat. If I hit this link, if it doesn't work, everybody send me your fucking Cash App. How about that? If this link doesn't work, everybody send me their Cash App. If it works, if it pops up to a page and it says, join group, it takes you right there. It takes you right there, okay? Right there. There's a button that says join group. All right? I'm already in the group. I can't join it. I'm already in the group. All right? There you go, guys. Okay? I hate y'all sarcasm sometimes. I'm just playing with y'all. I'm just playing. I know sometimes it can be difficult. I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing. I know the link wasn't working for you. I know it wasn't working for you. I know. All right, should I do one more person? Nah. I'm kind of out of it right now. I ain't gonna do one more person. Oh, no, I already said no. Yeah, y'all not finna convince me by saying yes after I said no. Appreciate you, Glow. You the realest one in here. Source is the least real one in here. Shit, I could let everybody up. We could do panel. But if we do the panel, well, I could let everybody up. It is early. It's only 10 o'clock. Oh, yeah, Sierra's question. Her meaningless question about desires being of God. The time. How about this? Let me go to the restroom real quick. And then, appreciate you, Alex. Appreciate you, my brother. And then if I feel good when I come back, then we can do another live. All right? Everybody cover their fucking... No matter, let me mute y'all. Just because you said that, Glow, let's do this tomorrow when you're fresh. I just have a feeling that you gotta. I just got a feeling. I just got a feeling that you know something I don't know about one of these questions that's about to show up. All right, I'm finna invite everybody up. God damn, it's a lot of y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Jesus. All right, who is the? Why do y'all keep switching spots? All right, here we go. another request. All right, here we go. All right, I'm about to let up as many people as can fit. If you don't make the cut, you gotta wait till somebody else drops. Okay? Here we go. Don't fucking make me regret this shit. No, I'm just playing with y'all. This community is a bunch of fucking comedians.
Party, party, party.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. How many more? Oh, that's it. So 8. With one joins, the next can come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, who's first?
Yeah, hi Alex, hi everyone.
What's up? What's up, y'all? Who have I not spoken to up here? I'm pretty sure I talked to all of
Alex, I
y'all.
have a question for you.
Absolutely.
It's about this spiritual journey. My question is, I don't know why I have this belief that if you are doing this work, you cannot make enough money from it. Like, I don't like to go on social media. I do sessions, one-to-one sessions, yes, here and there. And I write some ebooks on Amazon and Gumroad, okay. But I still believe that you cannot make a good amount of money from this stuff. So what do you think about this? I know it's a what I call it, belief system, limiting belief.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I don't know how to go through this.
No, you don't. So that's the thing though, is that you're already aware of the story. You're healed.
Yeah.
You're aware of it. You're healed already. So you have already noticed that you have a story that you can't make money. Now tell yourself the truth.
But still I'm not making enough money from this, and this is the only thing actually I love to do.
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of things in my life, a very successful businesswoman, okay, but then I choose to only focus on this type of business, let's say.
Okay.
But still, I'm not making the enough amount of money, thinking or believing that not that good amount can be made through these sessions or selling books online, because maybe not too much people are interested in this.
Here, look at that. There's another assumption. So you're continuously stepping in new assumptions that you don't even want. You don't want to believe that you can't make that money, but you do. And now you don't want to believe that people, certain people don't want to buy it, but you do believe that. You have all of these beliefs in front of you that you don't even want to believe anymore. And so now you're telling me, or you're asking me, okay, well, what do I think about that? Well, I think that if you're aware that the belief does not serve you, then just accept that that's not the truth. The truth is you can make money. Right? The truth is you are the money. You even went to the physical reality. You doubled down on it. You went further. You said, no, hold up. I'm still not making it though out there. So now you're still basing your identity on things outside of you. You're going to have to make the choice that you are the prosperity.
I believe prosperity and money can come from a lot of resources.
But they don't.
But for me...
But they come from you. They don't come from the resources. They come from you. You're the prosperity. Not the things you do.
Okay,
you are.
But still, the question is why I'm not making... I have a very strong belief that this product should be the most required or necessary product, let's say,
Okay.
for people, because there is no one that doesn't need this kind of sessions or this awakening or enlightenment or whatever. I believe in this very well, but still I don't know why I'm not making that amount of money that I really believe it should be coming from these resources.
What does belief mean to you?
What is belief?
What does belief mean?
Belief is like my belief is like, even though it's the most important product in market now, but still there are still people, they are not really ready to buy sessions or ebooks or books to read about this, and there is not really too much money that can be made from this kind of business.
How can you make it when you have that belief? You just said, I believe it, but that's what I'm saying.
I know.
But that's what I'm saying is that you already know the problem. You're not instead of you knowing that you're the prosperity and money comes because of you, you're saying, well, I can't get it because things outside of me, people out there aren't doing it. If you are the prosperity, then those feet of the people out there will hop, skip, moonwalk to bring you the prosperity that you are. It's not about them. It's not about what people need out there. It's about who you are. So you're making the story about the things out there. Bring that story in. Bring that story. Tell the story about yourself. You are the prosperity. All those stories that you're telling about other people, irrelevant. What's the story that you tell about you and prosperity? So you're asking me what I think the problem is, but you're answering your own question. You right now are standing in the...
Yeah, I know the answer. The answer, I already have it, but it seems that I'm stuck. And even though I know the answer, I know the limiting belief that I have, but still I cannot go through it. And this is affecting my business, this business of like, this is the only thing that I really love to do. I feel myself like enjoying doing it. I know the change that I make in people's life when they are around me. I shift people energy. I am mentor for business people also.
Yeah.
A lot of things that I do, and I'm really successful in that. But when I look around me, I see like of course there is a lot of people doing a lot of money through this type of business or whatever, but I still don't know why I'm not really making what I desire from this. I mean the income. So that's why I ask you this question, so maybe you can walk me through this belief, or you give me an idea like that I can think about it in a different way.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can help in this.
Yeah, absolutely. I gave you the answer like already, but let's do it in a different way. I gave you it a couple of times. Let's do it in a different way. You already have the answer. Okay? So right now, why, when money starts coming to you, why does money come to you in the first place?
Because I deserve it.
Why?
I know I'm a self-made millionaire, and this is for sure. I
Why?
know this.
Why?
But
Not but.
because
Why? Why are you?
this is- Why what?
Why are you a self-made millionaire? Why does the money come to you? Why are you those things?
Yeah, because I had some like retail business before in Dubai for many years. But now I want to be making more money from this type of business.
But why does money come to you? If you, I don't care if you succeed in a business, in a corporate environment, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you go strip. Why would money come to you? What is the core reason why money flows to you?
Because it's my birthright.
Well, yes, exactly. Because it's your birthright. So if it is your birthright, because you are the prosperity, that is the truth that you lean into. Right now, instead of you understanding that you are the prosperity, so whatever you do is the money, you're going and you're saying, well, I'm doing this thing and it's not working, and maybe people don't want it. Maybe people, those stories are irrelevant. Those stories are absolutely irrelevant. There is no block. You think that there's some block and there's something keeping you back. There's not. There's just that you're not constantly coming back to that core foundational belief that I am the prosperity. The money comes, people move out there because I am the prosperity. Money shows up even in a recession. The economy could be shit. The business could look like it's going out of business tomorrow and turn around the next day because I am the prosperity. It's going to that core of who you are. What you do is irrelevant.
Right.
The economy is irrelevant. What customers are going through is absolutely irrelevant. The money will always find you because you're the prosperity. So instead of going out there and trying to change your belief about the business is an extension of you. I simply go to the truth of who I am. I am prosperity. That's the truth.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Alex.
Absolutely.
It was very helpful.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely. What else y'all got up here?
Me and my Southern Belle have a question. Me and Miss Lex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And no, not too much on me. I know we yapped yesterday.
Okay.
But, okay, the question was how, like, does this desire come from God? Not in a kind of like your God kind of way, but like how, like, can you expand, please?
Yeah, for sure. Anybody else want to answer this question? Does anybody else know the answer to this question and want to say it?
Can she repeat the question, please?
Yeah, my question is how does the desire come from God? I understand that we are God, but there's a loose screw or a missing link or something, but I just kind of want to like deep dive into that.
Anybody got it? Going once. Going once and a half.
Well, the signal is not really good, so it keeps cutting.
Wait, what was that? My bad.
Your voice is keep cutting.
Oh, the voice keep on. So the question is,
Maybe the connection is not really strong.
yeah, that could be it. So the question was, how are my desires from God? How do desires come from God? She understands that we are God, but how do they come from God? How do desires, how does me desiring something mean that God desires it?
Well, I can answer her if you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I can give my answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like every desire we have, like once you have a desire, it means it's coming from your higher self, from your God inside, from your creative mind. Like people call it different names, but it's all the same. It's the source. So once you have it, once you are aware of it, or once you really want it and it's a desire, it means it's coming not from your physical mind. It's something coming from a place where it's already yours. So this is why they say like your desires are coming from God or God's desires, because already you have them in your imagination, in your heart. You feel that you want them, you desire them. It means they are already there. maybe you were not aware of them before, but once you are aware of them, so you have to know that your desires are yours. You have to be sure about this. Otherwise, you wouldn't have them.
Agreed. Anybody else up here want to answer? Anybody, if anybody in the chat wants to answer, it's a room up here. If anybody in the chat wants to answer, just say, I want to answer, Alex, and I will call you up here to answer. I would answer it, but I got to make sure y'all is following these discussions.
I'm at Target, so once I'm not at the register, I can give a better answer. But I think of the God saying, like, let there be light as an example. Like, your source. So you can desire and get everything instantaneously. So even your desires, like, they are God. Your lack of something is God. It's all divine.
Beautiful. God is Christian. Oh, maximum number of guests again.
I agree, but I also have like something to add. If everything is God, then everything is you. Assuming that you're doing.
I just want to add.
Hold up. Let I Am Love finish real quick. And then we go back to you, Doc.
Okay, so I was saying if everything is God, then to assume that your thought would come from an outside source would make no sense because that thought would just not exist. There is no outside source, there's just you, so the thought comes from God, from you. Like the desire, the thought, or whatever.
Sarah, what kind of questions you have? Any clarity, no clarity, half clarity?
Like, okay, I mean, I just, like, okay, I understand, like, I put in the chat, not to put myself on blast over here, like, you're gonna tell me desire a 6'5" man with a fucking questionable hairline that wears Lululemon, like, that's God being like, that's your man, like, that's crazy to me.
It's not that God desires the man or the car. God has no need for the car, right? But what is the divine? What is the urge of the divine? Why are you here? Because all of this is created. Infinite realities are created. And then the vessel to experience itself is created as so you can experience yourself. All right. So the divine desire to experience itself in all that it is led to us being placed here. And so now, if I have a desire for this person or for whatever, the desire is really the God desire. So I couldn't desire it if it wasn't part of all that there is. And God wants to experience all that there is. So if something is possible for me to achieve, I'm going to have a desire within me to do it. That is God within me desiring itself, a part of itself that's already done. I translate it through the physical desiring of that person. But to God, it just is another part of God. It's just God experiencing more of itself. I translate it as I want this big booty, chocolate, beautiful goddess. You know what I'm saying? But to God, it's just a desire for another aspect of God. It's just God desiring God. So I can translate it however I want. But the desire in itself, the desire is just the expression of God seeking to know itself. This is why we're here, right? The perverted religious view is that you are here to serve God. The awakened view, the conscious view, is that you are here to express God.
Okay, like, I know you said before that, like, well, God, like, doesn't want a car, right? Like, God, like, doesn't, like, want to drive, like, the Lambo or whatever the situation is. In the case of, like, us having, like, the human experience of being like, oh, like, I would like to live in this place or do this thing or be with this person, is that because it's, like, part of the human experience? Like, I just, like, I'm trying to, like, find clarification on that.
Well, yeah, because it's one of infinite possibilities, right? You being with
Can I
that.
say one thing?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, how I see it is that sometimes we get confused when we use the term God, and especially if we are coming from a religious background, using the word God might be sometimes, even for myself, it took me a lot of time to understand the idea. Makes things sometimes easy to understand or to grasp the idea. So for me, I find it at some point easier to say my higher self, my inner being, any definition that or any word that we can use instead of using God. If we replace the word, and I think it will be more understandable for us at some point to understand who we are and the power that we have inside us. Let's say sometimes I say infinite intelligence, infinite power, infinite healing power for me, so I can understand the real concept. So this is why a lot of people keep asking the same question: how come God desires? How come God wants a car? How come God,
I don't think
all
it's
these
a.
kind of questions.
I don't think
But
it's a. I don't think it's a
God is the
semantics.
creator.
I don't think it's a semantics issue that Sierra was pointed out. Right. I think it was a deeper question. I don't think she has an issue with the understanding of God versus the higher self of anything. I think she's pretty rooted in knowing that there's only God, right? So whether we separate it or not, I don't think that's going to give her more clarity. I think the question was different. Miss Crit, is it Chrissy? I'm sorry. Is it Chrissy?
Yeah.
I would love to hear your perspective.
Hey, Alex. Hey, Chet.
Hello.
My perspective is God and myself, we're one. So I look at it as any desire that I have is valid and it comes from God. And I think sometimes us as humans, we view things from a human's mindset. And I feel like when it comes to like God, and you've spoken about that before as well too, like sometimes our human brains can't wrap around it. And sometimes we're trying to like understand the dynamic of the universe, and we don't even really have to understand it, but just know like your desires are always from God, and you can have it, and it doesn't matter if you want somebody in Lululemon or if you want somebody in Walmart. If you want it, baby, you can have it. It's all yours. That's all you got to know. So that's what I wanted to add.
Exactly. I agree. So it doesn't. So that's the thing, right? Is that it doesn't matter what you want, Miss Sierra. Okay. It doesn't matter if his hairline is pushed back to Pluto, right? Or he's got a full luscious set of locks, right? It doesn't matter. You have a specific desire. That is one of infinite possibilities, right? You driving the car, you having this person. It's one of infinite possibilities. Now, how does that translate to God's desires? Because remember, reality is done. Creation is absolutely finished. To Pluto was crazy. Creation is absolutely finished. So because creation is absolutely finished, all of the desires that you have already exist. So because God created your vessel to experience itself, which is everything that already exists, you saying that, oh, you seeing something and having a desire for it is God within you saying this already exists within me. And so now you have a desire. God has a desire to experience more of itself. Meaning you translate that as a wanting to have something. But this is simply God within you saying, I want to experience a different perspective of myself. It's the exact same thing. We as a human vessel translate it as the physical desire. Okay? But within us, it's just God wanting to experience more of itself. It's just I am. So they're the same thing. One is just translated through a physical longing for something. The other is just for the experience, right? I am really doesn't care like what happens to you. It doesn't want a car, doesn't need anything. It just wants the experience. It just wants to experience. That's why you're here, is to express God, to experience these different parts of God. We just get to choose what we want, but it's all the same thing.
Okay, one more kind of like leading off of that is, okay, for example, like I personally have, like, you know how some people say like, oh, my dream vacation is to like backpack Europe and like go and do this, right? Like this is just like all trying to like perhaps connect the dots here. Some people want to do this, some people want to do that. Like I personally no desire to go to Europe. Like it would be cool, but I don't like,
Okay.
I don't really care to go there. Is having like part of that human experience of being like I prefer going to the beach, okay, is having like knowing that exists, but like having the desires to be like, oh, I would rather go here, I could see myself here. Is that like the human self express, like kind of having those things through God, of being able to choose, of knowing that like, okay, like I could envision myself doing this, but like I don't really care to do that. So that's like essentially the desire. Also, I hope that makes sense. I don't want to confuse anyone, but I don't know.
No, the desire is God. The desire is the desire. It's God. You just want to experience different aspects of yourself. And because you have an individualized, you're still all that there is. You're just having a human individualized experience of all that there is. You're trying to separate God from the human when it's all God. It's all God. All right, it goes back to the conversation I was having with Abby, right? Where you try to make the ego, or the one that wants to experience these things, this different part of you. It's all God. There's no separation. We just speak in terms of separation to make things more palatable, more digestible, right? But you are an individualized expression of all that there is of God. So you have preferences. That preference is of God. It's just that on a all that there is level, that source within you doesn't care about the car, it just wants to experience. So if you see something that this individualized perspective of you wants to prove to you, or to acknowledge that it already exists within you, you have a desire for it. You couldn't desire it if it wasn't within you. A dog does not desire to have $1 million because a dog has no need. It's not within a dog's consciousness. Get me? A flower doesn't want to eat a steak because it's not within its consciousness. You have that desire because God is showing you that it exists within you. You can have it. It already is there. So even the desire is a remembrance of what you already are. You can have whatever you want.
So essentially, we would not be able to even come up or want these things if we were not able to do that.
Absolutely. You couldn't want what you weren't already. You can't desire what you are not. This is why when I'm saying, like, you, just by you desiring something, you're already in perfect alignment with it. It's already within you. Or you couldn't want it. You couldn't desire it if you weren't in perfect alignment with it. That's why when we have the desire, it's done. We accept it as fact. It's truth. And from that premise, we move forward, right? We assume the posture of the one who has, right? This is our posture. Our posture is our desire, is the promise. Because that is the truth. That's not a statement of arrogance or a statement to make you feel good. It's not poetry. It's the truth. Your desire is the promise. Your desire is the fulfillment.
Okay, and like obviously accepting, and then it just comes down to like accepting of being like, I would not be able to essentially, like, there's like basically saying like, fuck the human feelings and emotions, essentially, of being like, oh, well, what if you're not, like, if this isn't for you, if there's, you know, quote unquote, this is better, whatever the case is, like, it's just like, you would not be able to even,
Exactly.
you know, desire it if it was not, you know, meant for you, but you are the one to decide essentially what is meant for you, because
Exactly.
you get to choose.
Exactly. But see how, and you tried to be sneaky right there, see how you're thinking that a little bit more information will quiet the ego? It won't. It's just a little bit more information.
And a sister doesn't need any more information.
Sure don't. You already are it. Right? You just got to make the choice. Just make the choice.
Okay.
It's done. Right? You think you got a little bit more ammo right now, and this is the bullet. This is the silver bullet that will quiet the ego, but it won't. It might quiet it for a second, but it'll come up with another question and another question and another question. You're good. You got this. You got this.
Okay. I appreciate you. I
Oh.
know me and Lex like both kind of had a question, but I appreciate yapping with you 2 days in a row. But I will pop on out of here and continue to listen. But thank you so much.
Absolutely, Sarah. All right, who's next?
Can I go next?
Absolutely.
I know you've been giving people about SPs, but I'm sorry, this is what I'm going to talk about.
That's cool.
Okay, so I guess my question in general is that what should I do when I keep on getting these SPs and they keep on giving me my desires without me having to tell them, like basically everything that I would in a relationship, I actually don't follow through. And then the whole no contact thing too, like I guess what I'm saying here is that like 2 SPs for a year or so, and it's kind of like the same thing with both of them.
Both of
They
them?
come in, yeah. That's why I'm like, there's a common pattern here.
Of course.
But it's kind of like they come into my life, and then like we'll go on good dates, and then we start talking about the future, and then like it kind of shocks me because I'm like, wow, I never told you these things. You are telling me like, everything that I want to be in the future, and I really do have standards. And these are people that very much do it because they do it for themselves. But like right when it's supposed to happen, supposed to enter a relationship or something, they just go ghost, and I don't understand. I really just understand.
How long have you been trying to figure that out?
What I'm gonna say over 2024.
2024. All right. So you've been, damn. So,
Right.
and I'm sure that the more that you try to figure it out, right, the more it keeps happening.
I guess so because it's really interesting. I'm gonna give myself some credit here. At first, like October 24, really doubting myself. Then I want to say, then like my whole life just fell downhill in general, with like other things too. And then I want to say March 2025, like things started picking back up for me. I was really believing in myself more overall in general. Got the job, got accepted back into my nursing school, but it was like still pretty dry with the situation.
Okay.
And then I want to say, as of recently, no, okay, I'll say this too. Over the summer, I tried to reach out to them, like the one that, let's say, my heart is really attached to, and that did not go well. It would end up like this person was like, I wanted to reach out to you, but I wasn't really sure. It was only when I was drunk, so I didn't want to be disrespectful. I miss you, and then they kind of just ghosted me. But as of recently,
Yeah.
this other one was just went back home for the Thanksgiving break because I'm a college. Then I was out with my friend for the day. I'm a nursing student, so most of the time I look like a bum. So I was like looking really cute. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out right now. It's too early for me to lock it in for the night. So I had just texted this person because I'm a bit more detached. And then I was just like, do you want to go out for drinks? And I just meant it like in a relationship type of way. And then they were like, yeah, let's do it. And then I was just like, listening to them. And then that's when they expressed to me, like, they have missed me this whole time and they want to be in a relationship with me. We got to dinner we talk about it. And then now that I'm back at school, this person has basically gone ghost on me. So I'm just like, why? I do affirm like every single day, do talk to myself every single day. So I'm just like really confused right now.
And I feel you. I already know exactly what the issue is. But before I answer it, we're going to have to lead you there because this is going to help a lot of people. Anybody else up here want to answer that question first? Anybody have any insight? Anybody in the chat? Say, I want to answer the question. If you want to answer the question, say, Alex, I want to fucking answer. Don't say that for you. Ain't got it. It's going to filter you out. I ain't going to see it. The question was basically she's in a pattern, right? She's in this pattern where she doesn't understand why these men that she's dealing with are ghosting her, even though she's extremely blessed and she has multiple SPs. Right? Even though she's blessed and she's got two men just fighting for her affection, right? It's still that constant pattern, right? That constant pattern. Dang, y'all are just throwing out self-abandonment. What does that mean? Reflect too bad.
I think she has, as you said, she has a pattern.
Okay.
She's following the same pattern. That's why things keep repeating on and on.
Exactly.
Copy-paste.
And I can kind of answer my
The problem is with the pattern, yeah.
You can kind of answer. Let's work through it. Since nobody else was saying, let's work through this. Well, how can you answer your own question? I got you.
two things.
Okay.
I know exactly where the pack rooted from. I know that I'm here this earth to be a lover, 100%.
Okay.
A relationship. School, I want to work in pediatrics with children. Like, I'm meant to love everybody around me. But in my first and longest relationship, it was like, I'm this person. And this is why I was unconscious. But I was like loving this person, and they were constantly like treating me, waiting for this person. And ever since, and that pattern was going on for like
Hold
3
up.
years.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up a lot right now. Are you you on Wi-Fi? You must be on that free college campus Wi-Fi.
Yeah, can you hear me better?
Yeah, I hear you better now.
Okay, yeah, I turned off the light.
All right. Oh, what was that last part? I might be able to hear you better. We'll see.
Okay. Well, yeah, but basically I was begging for this person every single time. Any time that into these commitments, like I'm always overthinking how can stuff. And as of recently, I've really been trying to calm myself down. But I guess what really made me feel the way today is that when I was out with the second SP most recently, I vented to him the situation that was going on. And it was like, this person promised to be there for me. And now that I've gone back to school, they're not there for me. And I need them to be. That was just like pretty upsetting. I'm just wondering what this pattern is happening.
I got you. Let's talk about.
Despite the fact that I do try. Yeah.
You can't affirm out of your identity. Okay? It doesn't matter how much affirmations you do, how many visualizations you do, whatever techniques you do. It does not matter how positive you try to think. You can't outrun your identity. Okay? So your core identity is this. It's that people ghost you. It's that you're in a pattern. You have been in this pattern because you keep believing you're in a pattern. Okay? This is what happens in most people's life. All right? Most people, they sit in the center of their reality, and then a situation happens. Remember, life is just neutral. Life is meaningless. Okay? Everything just is what it is. It just exists. God just is. And so now a situation shows up. It could be somebody cheating. It could be somebody ghosting. And then all of a sudden, it happens a couple times and we say, oh, it's a pattern. Huh? So now what we do is we say, okay, this person ghosted. Now I'm going to latch on to this situation. I'm going to say, oh, they ghosted. That must mean that I did something wrong. So the situation was just going to pass. It was just one random situation that came through consciousness. But now I latched onto it and I said, no, this is me. I must fix myself. Okay? And so now I have taken this and I've said, because this has happened, because I have been cheated on or left, this is who I am. Let me figure out why. The whole time where I'm trying to figure out why, what I'm actually doing is I'm identifying as this person that gets left. And I'm saying, damn, this keeps happening. I don't know what I'm doing, but let me keep trying to work on things. Damn, I get left, but let me affirm to get out of it. Damn, I get left, but let me visualize to get out of it. The whole time, it's just the holding on to the identification with that one situation. You're not in a loop. Like, there's nothing that you're doing that's holding. There's nothing out there holding you in a pattern. There's you holding on to the belief that you could ever be in a pattern. If you are God, then you are powerful enough to decide that you are in a pattern. And if you decide that you're in a pattern and you keep identifying with it, you're going to keep getting that. But the moment that you decide that these SPs are you, they're within you. Everybody, nobody has free will in your reality. They're all you. So if they're all you and they're all within you, how could they leave you? How could they abandon you? How could they ghost you? But if you keep taking that story and identifying with it and saying, oh, because I see, this is what you're doing, right? We can either go two ways. We get to decide who we are, or reality gets to decide who I am. This making sense so far?
Sort of, yeah. I'm catching it.
All right. So here's the primary question I'll ask. We constantly get to make the choice. Am I deciding who I am, or is reality? If a situation shows up, boom, and I look at it and I say, because the situation looks like this, I must be doing something right or wrong. Am I identifying with the situation, or am I actually being the creator?
I do that a lot.
Exactly.
See something will happen. I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm on the right track. But then the moment something goes wrong, I'm like, wait, I just thought I was doing everything correctly.
Exactly, right? So how we move from that to stability is that we have to become stability. Meaning, if I'm constantly believing or the thing that you keep, the thing that stood out to me that you were talking about was belief and affirming, okay? Positive thinking, all of those things. Belief is a byproduct of the ego, right? Doubt is a byproduct of the ego. What if instead of trying to convince yourself that things were fine, trying to convince yourself and wait for proof, what if you just accepted as the absolute truth that this person was yours? Because the truth, just like your name, just like whatever, the truth doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Belief is fragile. If you feel good, situations look good, you get a couple of breadcrumbs, you're out there, ooh, a breadcrumb, right? Now all of a sudden you feel good, you believe a little bit, but all of a sudden the situation just looks a little bit shaky. You wake up in a bad mood, quote unquote, out of alignment, right? Even though that's a magic term that we just make up. You wake up and are in a bad mood, all of a sudden you start doubting a little bit. What if belief and doubt became irrelevant because you simply decided that this person cannot breathe without you? Or both of them if you want them. Neither one of them can breathe without you. What if that simply became the truth? Instead of you believing that because you see this thing out there, you're doing something wrong, you simply sat with the acceptance of the truth. No, I am perfect. Right? These men worship the air that I stand in. They worship the ground that I step on. They cannot breathe without me. They cannot be without me. They would never turn their back on me because they are me. They can't be with anyone else because there's no one else in my reality but me. What if you accept? So if you accept this as the truth, now belief and doubt become irrelevant. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess what would accepting it as the truth be like? Because I've heard you say that before. Oh, I thought
What was the last part you said? You heard me say that before, but you thought.
accepting it as the truth was.
My bad. You keep breaking up at the end. Accepting as the truth was.
I thought that accepting it as it's true is like, doing my daily affirmations. It's true.
Gotcha. No, that's trying to believe in it. Okay. So remember, and I'm going to talk about this in a concession, right? So right now there's quote unquote two parts of you, right? There's an ego and then there's the I am. Are you clear with that part so far?
Yes.
All right, cool. So you have the I am, which is the vast part of you, right? This is God. God does not care what you think about God because God just is. God doesn't care if you're happy with him. God doesn't care if you're angry with him. God is unconditionally supporting you in who you decide that you are. Clear on that?
Okay.
Cool. And then you have this ego part of you. You have this small part of you, and this ego part of you allows to experience the world. The ego is frustrated sometimes, sad sometimes, angry sometimes, happy sometimes. It believes sometimes, it doubts sometimes. Okay? But I am is unchanging. So now, if I know that this great part of me, right, this I am part of me, this God part of me is the truth. It's untouched by my feelings, by my thoughts, by my doubts, and all of that. It's only concerned in what I say that I am. So, okay, cool. When I decide that I am is just the truth of what I am, okay? It doesn't matter if I feel good about it. It's just what it is, right? Like my name is Alex. It doesn't matter if I feel good about it. It's just my name. Your age is whatever it is, right? If I'm a woman and my age is 83 and I don't feel good about it, it doesn't change that my age is 83, right? If I'm happy about my age because it's 21, it doesn't change the fact that my age is 21. It does not matter. It's just it's just a fact. So affirmations are not accepting as fact. Affirmation are me trying to believe. It's me trying to feel a certain type of way about it. It's me trying to not doubt it anymore. But belief and doubt are part of this ego mind, right? If I have to affirm for it in belief, it's not sturdy. It's shaky. Sometimes I feel like I believe it more. Sometimes I feel like I believe it less. But the truth just is the truth. All right? If you accept that the earth is round or the earth is flat, as okay, let me not do that. No, let me not go there. Y'all motherfuckers in the chat go crazy with that shit. All right? If you right now simply thought about truths in your reality, your mother's name is whatever. Father's name is whatever. The name of the school is whatever. Okay? Certain things are fact. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. It doesn't matter if you think their name is ugly or not. It doesn't matter if you like that mother or father or not. It is just a fact of who you are. All right? It's just a fact. It's just the truth. It's something that you accept, that it doesn't matter if I believe it or doubt it. This is just a true statement about me. This person loves me. Doesn't matter if I believe it or doubt it. They just love me. That's what I mean when I say accept it as the truth. Does that make sense?
Okay. I guess that's where I kind of get confused because what should I do to accept these things as truth? Like, say it to me literally because I take things very literally.
Damn, I thought I was saying it to you literally. Okay, here we go. All right, so right now let's play with it, okay? Sit down and just accept. Okay, tell me what you want to quote unquote believe about this guy. You don't have to be too specific if you want. Go to the one you really want. Right? Tell me what you want to believe about him.
That we're committed, really.
That you're in a committed what?
That we're in a relationship.
Committed relationship.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So right now, this is your new truth. The new truth, the fact in your life is that right now you are in a committed relationship. How do you feel about that?
I feel really good about it.
But
1 second. I'm gonna change the headphones.
perfect. I have to guess what every other word is. I mean, guessing like, whoa, what is you saying? It's like
Yeah, hello? Is it
yeah.
better?
Oh, I'm better. We finally not speaking in Morse code. So god damn.
I found my wires. Okay, so I guess when we say it's truth, I guess, how do I feel about it? I feel like, yeah, good, but I don't know, it gets like really underneath my skin. Like, say for instance, when I felt really down today and I was
Okay.
like, dang, I really wanted this person's comfort, then in that moment, it's kind of like hard to believe that it's true.
But it's the belief, right? You're going back to belief, right? So this is when we accept it as truth, we go back to it and we say, it doesn't matter if I believe it. It doesn't matter how I feel right now. It's just the truth, right? So let's play a game, okay? Summarize how you feel. Okay, y'all are together. Summarize how you feel about that. Give me one word answers. Okay, you're together.
Love, content, satisfaction.
That's 3 words.
Oh, love.
Okay, that's the positive. What about the negative?
The negative, like if we actually are together.
Well, just in me telling you that the truth is that you are together right now.
Confusion.
It's still the truth. Now, how do you feel about it?
Dang, it's nothing that I can do, but it's the truth.
It's still the truth, right? Now let's go through your thoughts. All right, what are you thinking about it?
Right now?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be one word, but like, okay, the truth is that y'all are together right now. How does that? What thoughts come to your mind?
That I'm happy.
Okay, and it's the truth. What else?
That I'm satisfied, that I'm comfortable.
Okay, and cool. It's
That I
still
feel
the truth,
relieved.
and it's the truth just as much. Okay, what else?
Without getting too specific, I don't know. I kind of listed the general things already.
What negative thoughts?
What negative thoughts? I guess sad that we're not physically together.
It's still the truth that y'all are together though. What else?
Annoyed that I haven't heard from him.
But it's still the truth that he absolutely adores you and y'all are still together. This is accepting it as the truth. This is the quote unquote work of consciousness when it says faith without works is dead, right? It's that acceptance, right? We accept this as the truth. I'm not trying to believe anything. It just is the truth. So can you wake up or before you go to bed or any time in the day, can you be present, but then can you just sit? You don't have to be in meditation. You have to close your eyes. You have to do a bunch of affirmations to try to make yourself feel a certain type of way. What you have to do is accept the truth. Okay, he's in love with you. Well, it doesn't feel like it though. It's still the truth.